In this video, we are going to be covering how to cut roof planes. We will start cutting in the garage, then move over to the front porch. Next, we will cut in the rear porch, and then move over to the fireplace. And finally, we'll cut in the main roof planes for the front and rear of the structure. Okay, let's dig in. Pan over and zoom into the garage area as we will start here. Click to select the front plane of the garage, right-click, and select Cut Plane. Then click the adjacent plane on the left, and then wrap up this area by clicking the adjacent plane on the right side of the garage. Select Finish Cutting to exit plane cutting mode. Next, select the plane for the left garage wall, then right-click and select Cut Plane. Here we will click the main front plane of the main house, and then click the opposing garage wall to the right of the front garage plane. We will end this selection by selecting the front garage plane and click Finish Cutting. To wrap up the garage, click to select the right side garage roof plane. Right-click, select Cut Plane. Next, we will click the front garage roof plane, then select the leftmost garage roof plane, and finally select the main front plane of the house. Click Finish Cutting. Next, we'll move over to the front porch. Select the left side plane of the front porch, then right-click while you hover over the roof plane and select Cut Plane. Next, we will select the main front plane of the house to define the valley, move over to select the right porch plane to define the ridge, and to wrap it up, shift-click the front gable edge. Select Finish Cutting. Repeat by cutting the right side plane of the front porch. Select the plane, right-click, then select Cut Plane, then shift-click to grab the front gable. Next, click the opposing porch plane for the ridge, and finally click the main front plane for the valley. Then we will click Finish Cutting. Next, pan over to the fireplace. Click to select the roof plane. Right-click, then select Cut Plane. Shift-click to select the front gable edge, then shift-click the wall on the right side of the house. To wrap this one up, we will shift-click on the other gable of the fireplace. Click Finish Cutting. Let's pan over to the rear porch. Click to select the back edge roof plane. Right-click, select Cut Plane. We'll continue to cut in a clockwise sequence. Now select the right side adjacent plane, then the left side adjacent plane. Click Finish Cutting. Move over to the right side and select Roof Plane. Right-click, select Cut Plane. Click to select the rear plane on the house to create the valley. Select the opposing roof plane to create the ridge, and then the rear porch plane. Click Finish Cutting. Finish cutting the rear porch by selecting the last plane on the left side. Right-click, select Cut Plane. Click to select the rear porch plane. Select the opposing roof plane to create the ridge, and then the rear plane on the house, creating the valley. Click Finish Cutting. It is good practice to check your work as you progress. Let's check out our roof planes in 3D. We've got everything but our 6/12s cut in. Let's go ahead and do that next. Let's zoom to start on the main front plane of the house. Keep in mind that the front porch bearings are 1 foot higher than the main house. Because of this, the porch planes will cut over the underlying 6/12 planes. This will become more clear as we go. We will continue to cut in a clockwise fashion. Click to select the roof plane, right-click, and select Cut Plane. First, press the Shift key to cut against the right side porch bearing. Next, cut against the right side porch plane to create the valley. Then back down the other valley by selecting the left side porch plane. Then shift-click the left porch bearing. Next, shift-click the front wall of the house. Then we will click the right side garage plane to create a valley, followed by the left side garage plane. Next, shift-click to define the left gable edge of the house. Click the left rear plane to create a ridge. Then we will click the wall in the middle section of the house, creating the gable edge. Click to select the furthest rear plane to create a ridge, and then shift-click to define the right end gable. To wrap this one up, click Finish Cutting. As best practice, review your work in 3D after cutting to make sure you got all the selections. We can see that we didn't get an overhang on the front wall, and that's okay. We will add that in now. Click to select the roof plane along the front edge of the house. In the Properties panel on the right side, scroll down until you see Cut Against in this order. Here we see the sequence defining how the roof plane was cut. You can hover over each cut entry, like the vertical edge, which will then be highlighted with a green dot, or a plane, which will be fully highlighted in green, that defines the cut. For this particular plane, the fifth cut is what we need to adjust. In the box to the right, click to add the overhang. We've got 2 remaining planes to cut at the rear of the house. Let's pan to the back of the house. Here we will focus on the left rear plane. Click to select the plane, then we will right-click and select Cut Plane. Next, we will shift-click the gable wall just to the right, then click the main front plane to define the ridge. And to wrap up this area, we will shift-click the gable edge on the left side to come back down. Click Finish Cutting. Now for the final plane on the back wall that is adjacent to the rear porch. Click to select the plane, right-click to select Cut Plane, then we will shift-click the gable on the right side. Next, click the main front plane to create the ridge, and we will shift-click the wall in the middle of the house, creating the gable edge. Here we will shift-click the rear wall, and then click the left porch plane to define the valley. Then wrap this up by clicking the right side porch plane for the other valley, and click Finish Cutting. Let's take a look at the 3D model. Rotate around to see how things are looking. Looks like we are missing our overhang here along the back, similar to the scenario in the front. So we'll add that overhang on by selecting the plane, accessing properties, and identifying the proper cut to apply an overhang. That should do it for cutting in our planes. We hope this video has given you a better understanding of the proper sequence to cutting in roof planes and how to adjust overhangs. Thanks for watching.